classroom, my students have two big goals. We have a quantitative goal, which is more based on numbers. We want them to achieve 80% mastery on their fourth grade standards. But beyond that, we have a qualitative goal. My qualitative goal is that my students become lifelong learners. I want them to enjoy learning. I want them to want to learn to read. I want them to want to push themselves. And more than just being their teacher, I'm their leader. If you ask my students, they'll say that my job is to be their leader, and it's also to keep them safe. And their job is to learn. And kind of going along the philosophy of how are they supposed to learn in an environment that they don't feel safe in. So we provide that environment where they feel safe, they feel comfortable, they're able to take risks, to learn, and they're able to do that to meet both their qualitative and quantitative goals. I've taken a lot of time to get to know my students. I have 27 wonderful students, but they're each individual. They have their own personalities. They come from their own background, and I need to know my students before my students can work towards their goal. I also sit down on a more basic level and we have meetings. We talk about where they are, we talk about where we want them to go, and that's specific to each student. And we have data talks after our benchmark tests so that we can see where they've gone, what progress they've made, and then what steps I need to make, what steps the students need to make, maybe what steps mom and dad at home need to make in order to get them where they need to go. And on the other end of our goal, which is more of an abstract goal, kind of what things I need to do in the classroom. Do I need to engage them better? Do I need to create lessons that are more fun? Do I need to use music? What do I need to do to make them want to learn the material so that we can have the data to show they've learned the material? The 80% quantitative goal is a general Teach for America, something that we all can work towards. It's a number. It's something really that is solid. It's intact. We can look at data. But the qualitative side of it is making learners who want to learn. And that's a philosophical approach. That's part of what I believe in teaching. I don't want students to walk out of my classroom just saying, okay, I learned how to multiply today. I want them to know, okay, I learned to multiply today, and this is how I'm going to use it, and this is why it's going to help me in 5th grade and 6th grade and all the way through their education and into college. They need that. They need something to latch onto in order to make this goal beyond my classroom. This goal is kind of a transformational goal. It's going to take them beyond the 4 walls of 4th grade. I can't hold their hand next year. I can't always be there to protect them. They need to learn to become their own advocates for their own education. So beyond just teaching them the standards and teaching them to meet their goal, I'm teaching them to fight for themselves and to fight for their own education and what they deserve in the classroom, and that's a quality education. And that's why the achievement gap exists, because sometimes our students don't know what they deserve, and they need to be able to fight for their own education as well as me fighting for it. ASU has given me the resources that I need to take risks in my classroom, to be innovative, to try new things. It's really that support to make changes. Change in education, you sometimes run up against a wall that people don't necessarily want to make change. Change is scary for a lot of people. And ASU has really provided that support, that stability for me to say, I'm going to make these changes. Also through research, I can do research while I'm in the classroom. I can gather data, and it's hard to argue with data that you've collected from your classroom. And ASU's provided that outlet for me to do this and the resources that I need to make that happen and make the changes I need for my students.